Man up! Men don't talk about their feelings. These are just some of the awful cliches men hear all the time. But with 2 in 5 men admitting to regularly feeling worried or low, and suicide remaining the biggest killer of men under the age of 50, it's vital we dispel these damaging myths and make it normal for men to ask for help. Someone who knows the power of asking for help is Pete. Now, when Pete reached his lowest moment, he finally found the courage to seek help, calling the Mind helpline when he felt he had nowhere else to turn.
Good girl. Most people would have looked at my life and seen me as successful. I had a great upbringing, went on to get a job in a really good law firm, but in the background, I knew from when I started university that I was struggling with my mental health, anxiety and depression. I was really afraid about speaking out. I thought it could damage my career. I was really afraid of the stigma and felt very ashamed of how I felt. I became a really good actor, actually. I think a lot of the time you wouldn't really have known what was going on. In my job, I gave a lot of presentations, and I'd been just feeling worse and worse about those, so my anxiety was really, really bad at that time. I was due to give a presentation that I was really nervous about, really nervous. And I drove onto the motorway, and as I was going, I could feel those first symptoms of a panic attack. I could feel shortness of breath, and my heart felt like it was beating so fast it was almost going to beat out of my chest. There's cars everywhere. Everyone's moving at speed, so I knew I had to get myself to safety. So I had to come off at the next junction, and there was a service station there, so I was able to stop there. But as soon as I stopped, I just burst into tears. I was really frightened about calling my parents or my wife. They were the first people I thought of calling, but I was terrified that I'd frightened them. I knew, because I'd looked at their website many times, that Mind had a phone line that I could call. It was a woman who answered the phone. There was no judgment, no questions that asked me whether what I was saying was really true. That was one of the first occasions where I spoke to anyone really in detail about exactly what was going on and exactly what those panic attacks were like for me, and how fearful I was about my anxiety and the fact that it had such a hold on me. It has become much easier to talk about my mental health and just be able to explain my feelings to people, because it was such a big part in putting down the foundations of where I am today. If I hadn't called Mind in that moment, it's really hard to say what would have followed. I don't honestly know whether I'd still be here.
This is really serious. Calls to those helplines can save lives. They can also save families, because when a man experiences poor mental health, the ripple effect can touch everyone in their lives. My husband, Mark, lives with bipolar 2, and I've witnessed firsthand just how much progress can be made when men are open with how they're feeling. Talking and listening is so important in helping us all feel less alone. Today, during our Loose Women Talkathon, you can support these helplines. Just £10 could help one of our Britain Get Talking charities' trained advisors answer a call for help via their helplines or web chat. The numbers are on your screen now. Thank you.